$500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
A new year, a fresh start, a resolution to grow more, gain more, give more. The process is the same. Plant, grow, harvest. But the way you do it is always evolving. And so are we. Aurora Cooperative. Grow, gain, give. Aurora and you.
A partner in your everyday since 1975. Woodhouse.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Looking for a car that isn't new but is new to you? Midway's got it. Over 150 pre-owned cars, trucks, and sport utilities now at Midway in Kearney. And each comes with a 30-day exchange privilege. Midway Auto Dealerships in Kearney, Nebraska, or thinkmidway.com.
Hey there, sports fans. Looking for a winning play to make your game day complete? Look no further than Speedy Mart, your family-owned neighborhood convenience store. Score big with the wide range of snacks, drinks, and fuel for the road that will keep the whole crew cheering. And here's the kicker. Our friendly atmosphere and convenient location make every visit a slam dunk. So rally the family and head to Speedy Mart for the ultimate game day experience.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. This broadcast is presented by Currency. For more details, visit GoCurrency.com. By Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. By Ashley Furniture, visit your local Ashley store or ashley.com. And by Tom Dinsdale Automotive. Find us on the web at dinsdaleauto.com.
Welcome to Lincoln Southwest High School, the site of a capital city Central Nebraska clash as the Silverhawks of Lincoln Southwest host Grand Island in boys basketball action. Glad that you're with us for Friday Night Hoops on News Channel Nebraska. Brandon Axelman, Andy Klassen, and tonight's matchup is brought to you by Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need them. Well, Andy, the girls won comfortably for Lincoln Southwest. The boys are yet to play. We're imagining it's going to be a little bit closer of an affair between these two teams that are sitting at 1-1 on this season, and they have the whole season out in front of them. This is a marquee early season matchup.
But somebody's going to leave here with a winning record, right? Someone's not. And those are two teams kind of mirror one another. They both really like to push the place, play with high tempo. They got strong guard play. I think whoever can get into that rhythm offensively, cause turnovers, can have a really good shot at pulling off the victory here tonight.
Grand Island dropped their first one to Papillion La Vista South, but bounced back with a victory over Columbus on Saturday to get to 1-1. When you look at Southwest, they beat a North Platte team on the road, which is never fun to make that trip, but followed that up with a very tough test against Omaha Westside. Fell by double digits to the Warriors, but Coach Boss said, we wanted that measuring stick type of game early on in the season.
Yeah, and that really can help you if you consume that, you take that the right way, and I think that's exactly what we're going to find out about the Silverhawks. Are they able to bounce back and kind of put that Westside game in? Because let me tell you something, Westside's going to beat a few opponents by double digits here this year. So I think Lincoln, Southwest, maybe they found something out about themselves. How can that translate here tonight?
Well, let's talk key players. First off, for the Silverhawks, Kennedy Williams, she's going to the Huskers for the girls. Well, the boys for Lincoln Southwest, they also have a Husker commit in Braden Frager. This young man, he's graduating early to join the Big Red. He's averaging nearly 20 and 9 a contest.
Just amazing what he's been able to do. This is junior year, it's going on senior year. As you said, 20 points a game, 8 boards a game, a double-double guy, but it's his athleticism that really jumps out at you, and they got something going with him here. I'm excited to watch him here tonight.
Well, Grand Island has a couple of athletic players as well, several, but one specifically, Makati Makoma. He's averaging 14 and 8 as well. He's sitting at 6'6", and he's able to do quite a bit with the basketball in his hands also.
And Jeremiah Slough, the head coach, said Macoma's one of the best guards we've had in a while. And that's saying something when you're talking about Grand Island and their guard play. 6'6", so he has the length, right? His on-ball defensive pressure is one of my favorite things about this guy, but he can also score at all 3 levels. Has a nice three-point shot, but he loves to get to the rack.
Grand Island taking on Lincoln Southwest here on News Channel Nebraska. Friday night basketball. We're getting closer to tip. Stay with us.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com and by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports for more highlights, interviews, rankings, and our full schedule.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
The pregame show is brought to you by Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple always. And by Custom Sports. Check them out at customsportsco.com.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
Welcome back. We're less than 4 minutes to tip here at Lincoln Southwest High School. A perfect time to take a look at our school spotlight brought to you by Currency. Does your business need help financing big ticket items? Currency's here to help. Visit gocurrency.com for details. Grand Island in Hall County out in central Nebraska. Enrollment just above 2,000. They are the Islanders. And Andy, this is a program that has 4 state titles, 47, 48, 1999, and most recently in 2002.
Good tradition out there in central Nebraska with the Islanders, and they're always competitive. It seems like regardless if, they got a good senior class or not or whatever, they're young, they always put a good product out on the court.
And for Lincoln Southwest in the capital city, which is just shy of 300,000 people, 1,581 at the enrollment. They have one state championship appearance, that being in 2009, where they finished runners-up.
Yeah, so a much younger school, right? Not as long as a timeline, but there's a little bit of tradition starting to grow here, and they got some athletes, as we mentioned just a moment ago in the pregame. This might be the season they start that tradition, kick it into high gear.
We are 2:20 away, as those are your school spotlights brought to you by Currency. Stay with us. Starting lineups and tip-off is just around the corner here in Lincoln.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Schaefer's. We're more than just TVs and appliances. And by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on X at NCN Sports for highlights, interviews, rankings, and more.
Life is a wild ride. It's important to have a trusted partner along the way. Liberty First Credit Union exists to provide its members with affordable financial services. Whether it is a large purchase, a new car or home remodel, overcoming obstacles, or chasing your dreams. Financing life is what we do best. Give us a call or visit libertyfirstcu.com.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you got to check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
The magic of the holidays start at Schaefer's with a dash of savings on everything you need to make your home ready for family, feasts, and friends. Remake your home for the holidays interest-free at Schaefer's. Just arrived, a large selection of Whirlpool and KitchenAid appliances. And for a limited time, all new Quiet KitchenAid dishwashers are wrapped with savings and free installation. So hurry in now during Schaefer's interest-free holiday spree.
Welcome back to Lincoln Southwest. We're moments away from tip-off. Grand Island sitting at 1-1 on this season, taking on the Silverhawks, who are also at 1-1. Here is your starting lineup for the Islanders. Cohen Nelson, Makati Makoma, who we talked about, Bob Chol, who's also averaging double digits at 12 points a contest, Evan McDonald, and Bodie Albers, rounding out that starting five.
Yeah, pretty good size really across the board. They should be able to match up well with Southwest here tonight.
Again, they opened the season with a 39-57 defeat to Papillion La Vista South. Bounced back 2 days later, defeated Columbus 54-39. And you are now getting officially a look at those starters. So Cohen Nelson, a senior, and this is a pretty senior-heavy team. In fact, 4 of the 5 starters are seniors, Andy, followed by Chol, who's that junior.
And if you had to draw it up as a coach, that's kind of what you want to see is your upperclassmen, your experience in that starting lineup on your varsity squad, and that's what head coach Jeremiah Slough has this season.
In fact, 10 total seniors on this program. Says it's one of the more close-knit groups that he has had during his time at Grand Island. We now switch over to Lincoln Southwest and the starting lineup. Mari Shoemaker, B.J. Bradford, Carter Chamberlain, Jackson Cruz, and Braden Frager, who we talked about. Frager's averaging that 19 and 8. But B.J. Bradford putting up 10 a contest, Shoemaker and Cruz at 6 and 7 points a game, respectively.
Yeah, and Frager, he's going to bring the height. He's 6'6", but what head coach Alex Ball wanted to talk to us about midweek was his strong guard play. He feels that that's one of the strengths of this Silverhawk team, and the way they're able to disrupt other offenses, get out into transition, push the tempo. I think we're going to see a lot of that early on because Grand Island's kind of like-minded in that category.
Well, the wait's over. It's time for basketball here on News Channel Nebraska. Grand Island making the trip down to I-80 to take on Lincoln Southwest. And we're officially underway as the tip goes to the Silverhawks.
Motion offense, a lot of movement away from the basketball. Love to see that.
And it's worked inside, and Carter Chamberlain starts the scoring off for the Silverhawks.
You see how Chamberlain was able to sneak in there after that drive, baseline.
Macoma gets it to Nelson. Chamberlain on Macoma. And Macoma gets around him, a little heavy on the shot. Nice effort there by Evan McDonald to get the offensive board.
Really was McDonald not giving up on the play, giving this Islander an additional possession after the miss.
And Macoma loses it. It's now Cruz in transition, and he throws it down.
Boy,
how about that to start things up?
That energized the student section. I tell you what, they're on their all feet, up on their feet, wide out. Heard that roar, the end of the court.
Cruz, a 6'4" sophomore who can get up. Corner three is short from Chol.
Another offensive rebound for the Islanders.
Here comes Shoemaker. Kick out to Chamberlain. Ooh. And he is feeling it. Chamberlain with the triple.
Good timeout. Macoma got caught in no man's land trying to help defense, but that left his defender alone. Chamberlain drilling the three wide open on the side.
Timeout taken as it's a 7-0 run for the Silverhawks to open things up. And that's what got things going at Jackson Cruz Slam here in Lincoln.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Tom Dinsdale Auto. Celebrating 20 years, Tom Dinsdale Auto is proud to be community driven. And by News Channel Nebraska. Check us out on Twitter at NCN Sports.
Coming out of the timeout taken by the Islanders, the Silverhawks wasting no time, jumping out on GI with the 7-0 advantage. Now they're implementing the press, which Grand Island's able to break.
Excellent job working the ball to the center of the court to get by that 1-2-2 press. And now you're seeing the athleticism. I'll tell you what, Carter Chamberlain is on fire. Able to get around that offensive player, knock that ball away, not allow for that entry pass to get down on the block.
We have Jackson Bernal, who's checked in for the Islanders out of that timeout. Bodie Albers, the pass across to the corner, and Bernal, who comes off the bench, makes an instant impact with the three.
Love that feed. Skip passing that, kind of a sidearm pass, wasn't it, down the baseline? Getting Bernal wide open in the corner.
That pass finding Bernal for the three to spark this Islander offense. There's a turnover, though, and Chamberlain has it. 3-on-2 for the Silverhawks. That three is short from Cruz.
Macoma skying for that rebound. He does a little bit of everything with that 6'6" frame. Excellent guard. He got turned over early, though. He's got to be real crisp with those passes with this tight man-to-man defense.
And there's a second three for the Islanders. This time it's Chol from the corner.
And there's that crisp pass from Macoma, hitting Chol right in that triple threat position.
Frager's first shot doesn't fall. As we're nearing the halfway point in this first quarter, brought to you by John Henry's. Our family serving yours. John Henry's our first quarter sponsor.
Reed Kelly, one of those many seniors up and down this roster, came in the game, did his job. Excellent box out, giving up a little bit of height out there, got position, boxed his guy out, secured the rebound for the Islanders.
Kelly, a player that Slough loves to have on the court, gives the Islanders that post presence.
Uh-oh.
As we have a turnover here, and Shoemaker sort of got caught in between deciding what to do there. He, I believe, is ultimately fouled.
Well, that recovery defense got back there and it didn't blow by him. He tried to utilize that Euro step and he kind of put a hiccup into his delivery, but he stuck with it, got the offensive board, and now he's going to be at the foul line.
So fouls on Bernal as Shoemaker knocks down his first. Coverage tonight is brought to you in part thanks to United Healthcare, where small towns matter.
What made that so awkward was how Bernal was able to get back on defense, but then he didn't blow by. He stayed right in his face there. I think Shoemaker was expecting the defender to, go by him a little bit. That wasn't the case.
(9-6) Lincoln Southwest here. Just under 4 to go in the opening quarter.
Uh-oh.
Frager with the steal, and we have slam number 2.
But it's defense, Brandon. It all starts with that defensive on-ball pressure. Here we see it again, extending well out.
And now it's Sanders who goes down hard. Uzziah Sanders will shoot 2.
Evan McDonald with the foul in transition. Yeah, it's something that Alex Baugh coach teams love to do, administer that double team around the half-court line, churn you over and get things going the other way. Good look at it there at the BCH instant replay. Obvious foul.
So 12-6, Lincoln Southwest. Coverage tonight is brought to you in part thanks to Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com. Scholl puts it on the floor. And foul is called on Sanders.
That's just really good strength with the ball in your hands. Scholl tried to use that spin move to get by a defender and instead went right into Sanders, but was able to secure the ball and then end up drawing that foul. As Sanders, you clearly saw, was backpedaling there.
First one not falling there for Scholl.
Yeah, a couple of missed opportunities here early on for Grand Island. A couple turnovers, some missed free throw. There we go.
Knocks down the second. Scholl, an elite defender, according to head coach Jeremiah Slough. And there's Frager.
Kelly
for the charge.
I think Kelly got the charge. I mean, you're not going to challenge Frager, are you? I mean, you're not going to go up and challenge us. So the good play there. Get set. Draw the charge.
Five-point lead for the Silverhawks here in the first quarter. There's the trap. It'll stay with Grand Island.
That's where Scholl doesn't want to be there in that coffin corner with two elite defenders closing in on you.
High school sports on News Channel Nebraska, specifically Lincoln High School Sports, is presented by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. It's inside to Reed Kelly. He's able to keep possession for the Islanders. Open three from Bernal doesn't go.
Oh.
And there's just a couple players getting tangled up there. Foul will go against Makoma.
Yeah, I think Makoma was trying to get around, but yeah, feet obviously got tied up. Both young men look to be all right.
Nelson and McDonald checking back in for the Islanders. And Makoma with the steal.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Just couldn't get it out from his hands. It's called for a travel.
Knew what he wanted to do with it, but once again, I think you saw some defense there in transition. Tying that ball up.
Quick ball movement here from the Silverhawks. Equally quick defense, and it's a travel.
Yeah, defense did a really nice job rotating with the basketball. You saw that good ball movement you mentioned all the way around the perimeter, forcing the Islanders defense to move their feet, and they did.
Bradford and Cruz are back in for the Silverhawks here with just under 2 to go. Makoma taking on multiple defenders, and he gets the shot to fall there.
That's a good look. Spin move right down the center of the lane.
Great job attacking the basket by Cruz.
That's a good look, too. Cruz knifing his way down the right side of the lane.
There's a lane for Makoma.
Oh, what a quick first step.
Carpenter might have got a piece of that one. Wide open three. Won't quite fall.
Oh, now set up very well. You had Sanders, Makai Sanders going baseline. That kickstarted that whole sequence, giving the other Sanders a wide open look from beyond the perimeter, just, unable to connect, just off the mark.
And travel is the call. A reminder that coverage tonight is brought to you in part thanks to Zollner Ford Lincoln in Beatrice.
Tonight's officials, Kelsey Appleby, Amy Stevens, and Doug Vike. Doug just called the travel down there under the rim.
Beautiful floater by Makai Sanders.
Some confusion on what defensive set Grand Island was supposed to be in. That was allowing way too much penetration from that point guard position. An offensive-minded point guard for the Silverhawks at that.
Lead is back to 7 as Chol answers back.
Boy, you gotta like a couple of these offensive pieces for Grand Island.
And it's a travel on the other end.
Chol with those 2 quick steps, under control, through traffic. Difficult shot. I was able to close the gap, though, back within 5 with just 5 seconds left.
Three seconds. And Grand Island unable to get a shot off. The Silverhawks lead 16-11 after 1 here on News Channel Nebraska. Stay with us. You're watching high school basketball.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
If you're thinking about becoming a John Deere technician, receive a debt-free degree from Landmark Implement. With the John Deere Student Tech program, receive reimbursement for up to 100% of college tuition, fees, books, and room and board, plus a $5,000 tool stipend. Students are paid a competitive hourly wage for their work hours and are guaranteed employment at a Landmark location after graduation. Visit landmark.careers to find out more about the John Deere Student Tech program and become part of the Landmark difference.
Welcome back. Brandon Axman, Andy Klassen with you here on News Channel Nebraska. 16-11, Lincoln Southwest after one. Andy, what was your takeaway from that first quarter?
Southwest is not afraid to gamble defensively. We've seen double teams just about every time up the court. Then we start seeing triple teams on the ball. That means there's somebody open for Grand Island. They got to get the ball out of trouble and find the open man.
Long three, it doesn't go from Acoma. Frager with the rebound.
Frager had his highlight in that first period, a monster jam that really got the crowd energized early.
And Acoma nearly was going the other way with it.
I like that changeup by head coach Jeremiah Slaw for Grand Island. They like to play a lot of man-to-man. Got into that zone there. Southwest, you saw it, had a little trouble trying to dial it up, pass the ball across court. That zone with that length Grand Island has gobbles up a lot of space across the court.
There's active hands by Bernal to get the turnover. Acoma in trouble here. And a three falls for John Kernals.
Kernals had a couple opportunities in that first period, didn't pull the trigger. That was a good-looking shot. Looked very comfortable, nothing but nylon. Wow. Wow. Frager's showcasing that D1 talent. Difficult move to the rim.
Frager with 4 points, and it's a 4-point lead. And a monster block by Reed Nagel.
Nagel sending that to the third row.
And again, that student section right under that basket enjoyed what Nagel did. Let's see it again.
Yes, they did. But see, that's that help defense once again. Rotating over, helping out your guy. It's always fun to collect a highlight, too, when you rotate over.
Now Kernals attacking the basket, draws the foul.
This is a very welcome sight if you're an Islander fan. Kernal being aggressive on the offensive end. They needed a little bit more pressure on that offensive side, more options early on. John Kernals answering the bell. Another one of these seniors.
That's the second on Frager. And so he will come out for the time being.
Yeah, he just kind of got caught underneath the rim there in a bad spot. Knowles got into him.
Nagel quickly gets it to Chamberlain, kick out to Bradford, no. Good battle for the ball here. Skip pass across. Bradford penetrating. Wow. Heavy off the glass. Still Silverhawk basketball. Shoemaker ripped it away. Great effort being shown by Lincoln Southwest, and there's a foul.
Boy, they just wouldn't give up on the play. How about the hang time, though, I believe that was Bradford early in that sequence. Going from right hand to left. You take a look at head coach Alex Baugh in his 7th year here at Lincoln Southwest.
So, you know, he's feeling pretty pleased probably by the effort he just saw.
Oh, no doubt. That's kind of how you got to be when you're guard heavy. Kind of got to be scrappy out there, right?
Well, here's another look, but yeah, this is a Silverhawks team with not really a true post, and so he said this year more than perhaps other years, we're really doing that positionless type of basketball.
Right.
Because of the personnel they have.
I think that's why you see them really crank it up defensively, trying to generate offense through that defense, or that comes from that defense like you're seeing right here. 3 guys on ball.
Lead is back to 6. Nakoma from the deep corner, and he hits nothing but net.
Good things happen when number 3 ends up with the ball.
Well, this second quarter is brought to you by O Street Carpet. Be sure to check out Steve Carper and the crew as we have a foul on the dunk attempt. Steve Carper and the crew is at O Street Carpet, located near 17th and O.
My goodness, you're seeing that athleticism from Southwest. Nice little pass after the drive. See, that's where if the Silverhawks can continue to get that penetration with their guards, you know, break that first wave of defense, get by the perimeter, a lot of things start to break down, and that really puts those post players in a bad spot where they're going to commit fouls like you saw right there.
Well, Nagel hits both. Southwest shooting at a much higher clip from the charity stripe than Grand Island here in the opening half. The difference currently 5 points.
Yeah, they're called free throws, but they'll cost you.
And another travel against the Islanders.
You do have to admire how this Southwest team forces you to earn every inch. Even if it's just, you know, one-on-one, but there's always somebody on ball, not allowing you to, you know, be lackadaisical or a lazy pass to slide by.
Well, a reminder, if you haven't yet, follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports. We tweet out our broadcast schedule. We tweet out highlights, interviews, rankings later on this year, all at that Twitter handle. And we also give out shout-outs on the air at halftime to new followers. Andy, have your friends tweet at us. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for.
We are known for those shout-outs, and Nakoma got away with maybe an earlier foul, but he's just kept riding the ball guard. End up getting called for that his second foul. Now he's going to take a seat. Yeah, NCN Twitter's been on fire past couple of days with all the player highlights and highlight packages, coaches' interviews after all the games we've been covering throughout the week.
BJ Bradford wanting to make the highlight reel with that two-pointer, making it now 24-17 as we near the halfway point of the second. Steal and one. Here for Uzziah Sanders.
Yeah, that's where Troll, I mean, he's the guy that caused the turnover with that pass. Then he went back and made matters worse, picking up his second foul. But yeah, the free throws and the turnovers have really been the difference.
Well, a reminder to stay tuned for our halftime highlights brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Sartor Heyman will help make your jewelry dreams come true. Lead is all of a sudden to 10. Grand Island had it down to 4 early in this quarter. Working it inside, a nice move there for McDonald, his first field goal.
Excellent job being a half pass ahead of the offense, but there's Southwest running. Got away with one there if you're an Islander fan.
Now McComb is back in, and he quickly pulls the trigger short on that occasion. And great take by Bradford.
Boy, Bradford just has a knack for getting through that defense, doesn't he?
And with that basket, 6 points for him thus far, all of them in this second quarter.
I mean, on that occasion, it was basically a 1-on-3, and he was able to get through it all. Dead ball is going to allow for the 1-2-2 press to be set once again.
Bernal gets it to Kernals.
Uh-oh.
And Frager gets it and finds Micaiah Sanders. Silverhawks really laying it on here in the second quarter. Grand Island desperately needing a basket. That one deflected by Lincoln Dush.
Grand Island works the ball around. They have opportunities. That time I thought Bernal, if he could have kind of pump faked it there, he was right at the rim. Maybe challenge. Try and draw a foul or just get something up on the rim.
Nice
Nifty
job
play by Kelly, saving the possession.
And Macoma's shot's blocked. And it's Southwest ball.
Bernal just lost the handle there in the corner. What a block. The closeout from Cruz, Jackson Cruz.
And there will be a reach. We'll see who they give it to. They say it's on Bernal.
He might be able to live with that foul because it could have been another type of a highlight finish had you allowed Frager to continue his drive.
5 points here for Frager in the opening half. It's really just been balanced offensive attack from everybody.
It's been the little things. It's been the turnovers caused by the on-ball pressure, where they're able to administer the double team, jump passing lanes, and then get into the transition. That's where they're at their best, and that's what they're trying to do.
Timeout taken here at 2:13 to go before halftime. We'll take a break as well. You're watching high school basketball on News Channel Nebraska.
From the moment you realized you needed ongoing care, to the long conversations with loved ones, and the scare of having to leave the home you've lived in for so many years, to the moment you realized you didn't have to meeting your caregiver for the first time, and those initial fears turning into new friendships, to the moment you felt more supported than you have in a really long time.
Thank you.
We've been here for you, just around the corner. Columbus Community Hospital.
Well, be sure to stay tuned for our halftime show, brought to you by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health is their top priority. That's coming up shortly with 2 minutes and change to go. Macoma with the two-hand flush.
Speaking of highlights.
That one may make the cut.
I think so.
Our third dunk here in the half between the two teams.
Nice challenge at the rim there.
Troll not allowing for an easy little lay-in look.
Don't know what else really needs to be said except that was really awesome.
Two-handed flush up and over the defender.
Frager, step back. Makes it look easy, and I assure you it's not.
But that's what that D1 talent does. Takes a difficult play like that. Ooh.
And then you have the 3 by Dush.
Stepped into that one, lot of room, the 5'11 sophomore. And here we go, the press causing another turnover.
Dush again wide open. This time he's short. Ball's grabbed by Nelson.
Bradford didn't get it, but you gotta love the hustle and the effort. Nearly came away with an offensive board in the middle of a bunch of black jerseys.
Again in a transition, and Makoma ends up getting called for the foul.
Yeah, dangerous play there. Makoma didn't want to allow for the alley-oop, so he kind of stopped his movement there. Got underneath Frager just a little bit. Frager saw it in time, so he didn't put himself in too much of a vulnerable, situation there. Yeah, the Silverhawks and their attack continues. Kind of lay it on here.
$18-point advantage here, 35 seconds to play before halftime. A reminder that coverage is presented by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. And coverage is also brought to you thanks to Ashley Furniture. Visit your local Ashley store or go to ashley.com. And also Tom Dinsdale Auto, which is proud to be community-driven, delivering great deals and outstanding service.
Shot clock is turned off here. Grand Island will have the option to take the last shot if they want to.
Foul is called on the floor.
I think one of our mics picked up the student section trying to help the officials there, calling out a travel. Guys in stripes didn't agree.
Yeah, there's completely altruistic in their motivations.
Right. Knowles going back to the line. They're going to wave off the shot here. Going to say it was on the floor.
Five seconds. Macoma's double teamed, trying to create separation, and he loses it, and that'll wind the clock down. Your score at half, Lincoln Southwest 40, Grand Island 21. Stay with us here on News Channel Nebraska. Our halftime shows coming up next.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil, your first and last stop to and from the game. By USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
That is literally the funniest thing ever.
And then I said...
It wasn't. But this guy could use a win. Even if it's not as big of a win as I get with free Kasasa Cash checking. Kasasa Cash pays me a really high rate and refunds ATM withdrawal fees nationwide. So I feel like a queen. Has a mega bank ever made you feel that way? Or is it more like this guy? Take back banking with Kasasa Cash.
Get Kasasa checking at Liberty First Credit Union.
My dad's addiction and death from overdosing on opioids has taught me it's likely that everybody knows somebody who is struggling with this very problem. Losing my mentor, my best friend, he took one pill too many that ultimately killed him.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Tom Dinsdale Automotive is celebrating our 20th anniversary. 20 years of building lifelong relationships. 20 years of providing superior customer experiences. 20 years of supporting the community. For 20 years, we've been building trust and loyalty by treating every customer like family on every visit. We're proud to serve Grand Island and the surrounding areas. Thank you for 20 great years, and we look forward to many more. Help us celebrate 20 years of service. Stop in today.
The magic of the holidays start at Schaefer's with a dash of savings on everything you need to make your home ready for family, feasts, and friends. Holiday savings are easy to find on Frigidaire and Electrolux appliances at Schaefer's. Right now, when you buy this all-new front-load laundry pair with matching pedestals, save over $1,000. Now that's a holiday miracle. So hurry in now during Schaefer's interest-free Holidays Free.
Hey there, sports fans. Looking for a winning play to make your game day complete? Look no further than Speedy Mart, your family-owned neighborhood convenience store. Score big with the wide range of snacks, drinks, and fuel for the road that will keep the whole crew cheering. And here's the kicker. Our friendly atmosphere and convenient location make every visit a slam dunk. So rally the family and head to Speedy Mart for the ultimate game day experience.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Some jobs are hard work. Long hours. Busy days. Late nights. But there's something in us that keeps us going when we know what we're doing is making a difference in someone's life. Because it's the hardest jobs that are the most important, and that pride you feel makes it more than worth the effort. NPPD, powering our state, empowering your life.
Welcome back here to Lincoln Southwest High School. The Silverhawks leading Grand Island 40-21 here on News Channel Nebraska. Brandon Axman and Andy Klassen with you. It's time to take a look at our halftime highlights brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. In fact, we'll come to those shortly. We're about 5 minutes away from third quarter action. So we'll be back. Halftime highlights and more when we return.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Welcome back. 40-21 your score here on News Channel Nebraska. 3 minutes until we get ready for third quarter action. Now we're going to give it a look at our Sartor Heyman Jewelers halftime highlights. Brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers, where they have stunning engagement collections and more. And we're just jumping right off the bat with that Jackson Cruz dunk. One of many slams we saw. Also a 3 hit by Carter Chamberlain. Southwest started out hot, but credit Grand Island. They answered with a couple of big threes in that first quarter. The first from Jackson Bernal.
Yeah, they hung in there, were able to take that first blow. And yeah, here's another 3 from the side.
That Bob Chol, who is leading the Islanders with 6 points. But the future Husker, Braden Frager, showing that he can throw it down with the best of them. And
there he is again.
Gets to the rack. Yeah, it was really in that second quarter, Andy. It was 16-11 after one, but Southwest hit a different gear in the second as we get a look at Evan McDonald's bucket.
Yeah, nifty little move there for McDonald. Then we're going to see another dunk. A lot of athleticism out on the court here. Macoma.
That was the two-hand flush. But again, the second quarter belonged to the Silverhawks, who outscored Grand Island 24-10.
Yeah.
So right now you have Braden Frager with 10 points leading the Silverhawks. You have 6 from Bradford, 5 from Chamberlain, 4 from Cruz, 4 from Micaiah Sanders, 3 from Uzziah Sanders, 3 from Dush, 2 from Nagel, 3 from Shoemaker. I think you're seeing a theme that a lot of players getting involved in scoring for the Silverhawks team.
You know, and we saw a lot of dunks there and a lot of fun offensive plays. But what's been most impressive, the guards for Southwest, Shoemaker, Bradford, Sanders, have all had their hands in churning over the Islanders and getting easy looks going the other way. Their defense is a 10 out of 10 thus far, and then you're starting to see those turnovers, you know, that allows for those easy buckets on the other end. A lot of lay-ins for the guards and wing players, the 4 spot for Southwest in that first half.
For Grand Island, Macoma has 7, Chol with 6, McDonald 2, Bernal 2, Cardinals with 3. As we are a minute away from third quarter action, those were your Sartor Heyman halftime highlights, where they have stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. We'll take a 30-second break and return with third quarter action.
The Halftime Report on NCN is sponsored by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health matters.
Partner in your everyday since 1975. Woodhouse.
Welcome back. Time for the third quarter here at Lincoln Southwest High School. The Silverhawks really separated themselves in the second, outscoring the Islanders by 14. We'll see what adjustments have been made by these two coaching staffs. It's Grand Island. You have to limit the turnovers, it sounds like, Andy, and try to create ways to get points.
Ball security had to have been the focal point of what head coach Jeremiah Slough was trying to preach to his team during that halftime break, because that has been the difference.
And unfortunately on cue there for the Islanders, as Chamberlain is unable to dunk it. Frager's there to clean things up.
Yeah, multiple players running the court after the turnover.
Chol to Macoma. He likes that corner. This time just a little bit too strong with the shot.
Crossover there from Bradford, just ran out of real estate underneath the hoop.
Chol deep And is short. Rebound, though, goes to McDonald.
Yeah, offense has to get reset here for Grand Island. Good offensive board. Give him another look here.
That one just through McDonald's hands.
That's where McDonald's got to be ready for it. He was cutting to the backside of the rim there. Macoma tried to give him the feed.
Well, this third quarter is brought to you by Husker Rehab, where they're treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Husker Rehab. Grand Island in that zone, and Cruz goes right through it.
Does an excellent job moving the ball around. We saw a couple highlights from Jackson Cruz in the first half. Did an excellent job getting around the defender, understanding that he had an open lane to work with.
Excellent drive there by McDonald.
Speaking of an open lane to work with, how about McDonald?
Nobody stopped him, so he kept going. And Frager gets to the basket.
Yeah, Frager, he's one of those constant threats offensively. You got to know where number 31 is at all times. A little miscommunication there.
A 23-point lead for Lincoln Southwest. That one is heavy off the glass from Shoemaker. It's Ethan Kostler with it. Now to Chol.
Southwest staying in that man-to-man defense, but doesn't feel like that because he got that help defense. Chamberlain timing that one perfectly, coming off as his man, kickstarting another transition bucket on the other end.
Cruz once again getting to the glass. He has 8 points.
He's really showcasing his athleticism here tonight.
Deep three, Macoma, he gets it to drop.
There it is.
Puts him in double figures at 10. Coverage tonight is brought to you in part thanks to Zollner Ford Lincoln in Beatrice. That one doesn't fall for McDonald. Now the Silverhawks and Cruz coming the other way. Kick to Bradford.
Oh.
Draws the foul.
That's why you keep that pivot foot live, able to work around the defender, draw the foul. He's kind of got caught underneath here. Just kept rotating around. Nice take.
Bradford, a player that, you know, coach says he's right on the potential of being that dynamic scorer. He's aggressive and loves how well he enjoys to attack the rim. Says at times he likes to maybe gamble and take a little bit too much risk. It's finding the sweet spot on defense and offense, but Coach Boss says he loves the mentality that he brings.
A little too aggressive at times. He's going to take a rest here. A lot of substitutions here for Southwest, but you kind of like it in those offensive players, right? Those offensive-minded guards, how they're always pushing the envelope, trying to get to the rack, take an open three, whatever the case may be.
Reed Kelly has it inside. He's stripped. It's out of bounds off the Islanders.
Gonna get a little bit of a shove foul here on Albers. You saw Shoemaker try to get baseline.
And Frager with the putback. Three minutes to go. Makoma pulls up. That is his third triple.
He's a smooth operator, I tell you what.
Full timeout. We'll take one as well. 51-29 as Makoma knocks down his third from deep. We'll be back.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes. The wedding bands will be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
Welcome back. We reminded you and remind you to follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports. Give us a follow. We promise you won't regret it. Be like the 11,000 others who do. We asked you to tweet at us or follow us. If you haven't, we promised a shout out. So Jordan Slough, wondering if there's any relation there to head coach Jeremiah Slough for Grand Island, but he gave us a follow and said he's watching from Aurora. And he said, go Islanders. So
okay.
Appreciate the tweet there.
Get another look at Alex Baugh, head coach of the Silverhawks.
Right now, it's been all Lincoln Southwest. As Frager gets that to go.
I mean, that really is next level stuff. A fadeaway coming off a spin move. Are you kidding me?
That is 18 points now for Frager. And Kelly just unable to handle that one.
More substitutions coming on in here for Southwest.
Reminder that coverage is brought to you in part thanks to Midway Auto. And looking for your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com, and that will send Uzziah Sanders to the charity stripe.
There's Sanders pushing the envelope again.
It just makes it so tough when you have about 5 or 6, 7 different players who can penetrate, get to the glass.
Well, what you're seeing and what you've been seeing is relentless defense, and then multiple guys on the offensive end that can create their own shot. Sanders has no issue, taking on 1, 2. You just saw right there, 4 defenders on his way to the rim, and Frager. I don't know how you defend a spin move, fadeaway jump shot, or some of the circus shots he's been making here tonight.
Well, it's 55-29 on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard. Under 2 to play, another turnover stolen away by Kavion Reynolds. That shot doesn't go by Jackson Carpenter. Good effort. Now here go the Islanders. Evan McDonald leading the charge. And nice take. Count the basket for McDonald.
We've seen some good things from McDonald. The 6'4" senior under control, gathering himself, allowing the defender to go up in the air. Then he has the strength to play through that, and one.
It's the second foul on Uzziah Sanders. Seven points now for McDonald. There's the kick, and putback doesn't go for Carpenter.
Couple near shots, near misses for Jackson Carpenter. I mean, he's working his tail off. He's getting some opportunities. It's like a lid's on the rim for the young man.
So, turnover for Grand Island gives it back to the Silverhawks. We're now at 1 minute to play in the third quarter. And the open three is hit by Dush.
Yeah, and everyone knew that was coming. The entire bench rose to their feet knowing that Dush, that's his spot. That's how he likes to attack offensively from beyond the arc.
Foul called against Lincoln Southwest.
It's going to be Dush. Makoma trying to get baseline with that left hand.
And Grand Island forced to take a timeout here on the inbound. We'll take a timeout as well. 58-32 here in Lincoln.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com and by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports for more highlights, interviews, rankings, and our full schedule.
Welcome back. 58-32. Brandon Axman, Andy Klassen with you. All Lincoln Southwest. Here as we get close to the fourth quarter. And Andy, we talked about the turnovers for Grand Island, and this Southwest defense, they've just not made it any easier. It's been just as tough for the Islanders as it was prior to the halftime break.
Yeah, and you got to love that if you're a coach or just a fan for Southwest. There's virtually no drop-off, in production and the relentless defensive pressure. They like to be guard heavy. They rotate a lot of different guards in the game, and they kind of have the freedom to do that with the level of play we've seen here tonight.
And a triple goes for the Islanders. That's Bernal with his second from deep. Silverhawks trying to get this shot off. It will count.
Oh.
Doesn't quite fall. So after three, it's Lincoln Southwest 58, Grand Island 35 here on News Channel Nebraska.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
Welcome back here on a News Channel Nebraska. 58-35 is your final. Or entering this fourth quarter, I guess I should say, to clarify. Let's see if we can get you some scores from across the state. West Side Class A survived Gretna. A last-second shot did not fall, so the Warriors get the victory over Gretna.
Had another good one in Omaha as well. Papillion La Vista South prevailed, knocked off number 2 ranked Creighton Prep, 63-58.
And a reminder, too, that we'll have a pretty decent girls-boys doubleheader for the majority of the state. Pius hosting Bellevue West, a couple of top 10 powers in both the girls and boys. And that's coming up at 2:35 as well. Bellevue West, the boys coming off a defeat to Millard North yesterday.
So, yeah, how's Bellevue West going to bounce back? And, of course, this is the first year the Thunderbirds aren't being led by Doug Woodard. He's been the head coach since 1946, I think.
25 years officially.
Okay.
But I'm not good at math, so it could be 46. 1946 it is.
Just having a little fun with him. He has been there for a very long time, as you mentioned, 25 years.
Yeah, the score on that one was Bell West 74, Millard North 85, and those who follow Class A basketball know that it's been those two teams that have been in the finals each of the past 4 years, which is pretty crazy when you think of the odds of the same two teams making it there 4 years in a row, and they split 2-2 on who won. Really, of course, Tim Cannon no longer with Millard North either.
Yep, Tim Cannon's hung it up, and so is Doug Woodard, but good to see those two ball coaches kind of go out on top, you know. Impressive what those two programs really have been able to do last 5-10 years. You can see a turnover there. Jackson Cruz's feet was a little too quick.
And for those who don't, or for those rather who do live in the northeast portion of the state, we talked about Bell West, Pius for the majority of the state tomorrow. You will get Crofton GACC, which is a matchup on the girls' side of two teams that made the state tournament last year. That Crofton program always seeming to be just a power in northeast Nebraska, and they're taking on GACC out of West Point.
GACC usually has a really good squad, too.
So what we're trying to say is good basketball for you on Saturday, no matter where you live, and all season long. As there is a bank that will count by Bodie Albers, the quarterback for the Grand Island football team, knocking down the long ball there.
Able to get the shot off at the clock, at the buzzer.
But if you're ever curious what games we're covering or where it will be, we televise games pretty much every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And you can go to newschannelnebraska.com or Twitter at NCN Sports, where we will push out that information. It's now a 20-point advantage for the Silverhawks. Yeah, should we start calling it X finally?
I think it's being
probably
transitioned over to X.
Yeah.
Another dagger.
And that's Bradford with the three.
B.J. Bradford.
We're going to have to get after our production department to change that graphic.
Silky smooth. And if you do follow us on Twitter or X, you don't have to worry about dealing with so many ads, as Elon Musk made sure that he's not going to be taken advantage of or kneel to the big-time advertisers out there. If anyone out there is aware of that story that's developing and ongoing. So good for the user. Less ads on Twitter or X.
Hey, I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Free throw drops there for Bernal. Looks like, though, obviously Southwest is going to come out on top here, be 2-1 on the season, and just like the girls, as we talked about in the broadcast prior, they will turn around and go to Millard South tomorrow, another team that's sitting at 500 entering tonight.
Yeah, the Patriots just always have a good bunch of athletes, you know. Obviously, they've been on one heck of a run with their football team, but don't sleep on their basketball team.
Right at 5 minutes, there's Reed Kelly. Kicks it out. Up and under, doesn't drop.
Yeah, that's that type of 50-50 ball that more times than not the Silverhawks have been able to come away with here tonight. And more showtime as a quick crossover from Jackson Cruz gets himself to the rim with a little finger roll lay-in.
That puts him in double digits with 10 points.
You mentioned it at the break, just the balance in this scoring attack from Southwest. You know, head coach Alex Ball said it, look, this is a very unselfish team, very fun to coach, and boy, we've seen just that here tonight.
Well, and he said, too, part of the downfall, well, I guess you want to call it downfall, Southwest was 16-9 last year, but they did just miss out on going to state. He said we had, 4 or 5 really talented scorers, but there just wasn't enough shots to go around. They couldn't quite get that chemistry clicking in the right way where, we had a guy,
right.
There's multiple guys who could score 14 or 15 a night, but it just didn't quite ever come to a spot where the team was all going in the same direction at the same time, and that's not the case at all for what he anticipates this season.
No, very unselfish team working the ball around like you saw right there. Sanders unable to finish, though, with a little wraparound. Yeah, that's a kind of a fascinating point you make there, Brandon, where all teams are different. No two teams are equal, whether it's, a team from last year or this year. You just don't know how those parts are going to fit together, the chemistry.
Well, and that kind of, goes into this whole, Frager committing to the Huskers thing, which came out about a month or so ago, where not necessarily a lot of people heard a lot about him as this highly touted D1 prospect out of Lincoln Southwest as a sophomore. He was sort of that 4th or 5th option last year, but when he played with players his age this past summer, Coach Baugh said that's really when he flourished and was able to stand out. And Coach Baugh knew that he had the potential, but that was what allowed him to all of a sudden, commit to the Huskers and decide to graduate early.
And that club ball, the AAU circuit's getting better and better every year in Nebraska, and it's allowing players like Braden Frager to kind of showcase their talents and get a leg up, kind of in the recruiting world that might not have been there, just a few seasons ago.
Makoma gets to the glass, lays it in. A reminder that this 4th quarter is brought to you by Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at lincoln.org. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. 63-44, Lincoln Southwest.
John Henry's is now offering electrical service. Our service professionals have been helping with plumbing, heating, and cooling in Lincoln and the surrounding areas for more than 25 years. Now, we're proud to offer the same level of professionalism in our new electrical service. From a whole home rewire to adding new outlets or electric car chargers, John Henry's can be your one-stop shop for all your home's needs. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical. Our family serving yours since 1996.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Schaefer's. We're more than just TVs and appliances. And by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on X at NCN Sports for highlights, interviews, rankings, and more.
.308 remaining here at Lincoln Southwest High School. Brandon Axman, Andy Klassen with you. Wrapping up this girls and boys doubleheader on a Friday night here in the capital city. And a 3 goes for Shoemaker.
Just look at that ball move. I mean, it looked like a pinball machine just going across court until it find an open shooter. Shoemaker, plenty of space to operate within.
A reminder to stay tuned for our Sarpy County Tourism Coaches post-game interview, where we'll hear from Alex Baugh about how he felt this game went. Have to imagine can't be too upset as McComa's shot is short, but I believe he's fouled as well.
He did get the foul. He's going to get 3 cracks at it here from the line.
$16 points for McComa. You know, obviously needing to clean up turnovers is something the Islanders are going to want to work on to be successful this year. But from what you've seen tonight, what's your assessment of this GI team?
A lot of potential. You know, and it kind of starts with McComa. And when he's operating at the point guard, there's just so much on his plate. You almost feel like if you could get him off the point, maybe get him into a shooting guard, 2 guard, where he's a little bit more of a slasher to make himself more available to get the ball a little closer to the rim. But I think he kind of likes to have the ball in his hands at all times, and that's okay because he's such a talent.
What's up next for Grand Island? They host Papillion La Vista tomorrow, a team that's 1-1 entering today.
Nice board there for Kostler. Second effort.
Stolen by Carson Wagon. And he gets the bucket.
Kind of lost the handle there on his way to the rack, but it's okay. Regathered himself, made it work.
Now 90 seconds to go. A nice bucket by Carnolles.
Really was.
And a slam. That's the 4th of the game. Carson Wagon really hyped about that one, and the bench of the Silverhawks is on their feet.
He's a senior, obviously a crowd favorite. Good to see a young man that's been in the program for 4 years kind of get his time to shine here.
Nice basket by Yat Yangmer on the other end. That went off the mark from Carnolles, and the Silverhawks, they try to put on a couple more here. This will just about do it. Three seconds. Yangmer's shot drops. And that will do it. So your final score is 70-53. Lincoln Southwest gets the victory, improving to 2-1 on this season. Grand Island drops to 1-2. Stay with us here on News Channel Nebraska. Our post-game show is coming up next.
If you're looking to be confident in the used vehicle you're buying, Midway's got it. Our lowest hassle-free prices every day on a great selection of Midway certified pre-owned vehicles. Buy confident at Midway Auto Dealerships in Kearney, Nebraska, or thinkmidway.com.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitor Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Driving by on the highway, you'd never guess what this store holds. When you walk in, rest assured this small-town vet supply store has big city selection. There's a good chance if what you're looking for isn't in the back, they can order it for you. Luckily, you'll get the small-town friendly service and knowledgeable sales staff every step of the way. From vaccine help to renting a tux for your son's wedding. See the staff at Valley Vet Supply on Highway 36 in Marysville.
Valley Vet Supply.
Welcome back to Southwest High School, where the Silverhawks prevail with the head coach Alex Ball. Kind of won this one going away, ended up being a lopsided score. What are your initial thoughts, takeaways?
I thought we defended really well in the first half, particularly in the second quarter. I thought it started on the defensive end. I thought we were stopped their drive really well, and then we could turn our stops into transition points. One of the things we emphasize with this group is we've got so many weapons if we share the ball and get it moving, and I thought we really did a nice job of making plays for other people and making the extra pass in the first half. I mean, obviously, he's a total stud, but I think if we as a group get the ball moving early, we know that we can get him to shake free for some big ones.
Grand Island kind of hung in there, gave you some problems that first quarter. That second quarter, you guys really poured it on. What was the key to that?
Yeah, I think, again, it was defense. I thought our ball pressure was really good. We got into our zone press, our 1-2-2 zone press, and that gave them some problems, and we could turn turnovers into points. So I really think that stretched the lead for us.
Quick turnaround. You guys have Millard South tomorrow. What can you take away from this game or build on this game heading into that one?
Oh, I think we've got to build. We've got to become more consistent. You know, we were better in the first half than the second half, and that's been kind of the story of our season so far. We've had moments, but we've got to string together 32 minutes. So that's going to be the key tomorrow.
And what can you tell me about tonight's player of the game, Brendan Frager? You already brought the young man up. Had a couple of highlight plays, but it just felt like it was within the offense, though.
Yeah. He always has highlight plays. I mean, those are going to come. But what I'm most proud of him about is I thought he defended well tonight. I thought he shared the ball tonight and really got his teammates involved first, and then that opened things up for him, and he could take advantage of it. So, you know, his leadership has grown so much through the summer and through the fall, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here.
Coach, thank you for your time. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All righty, let's bring in our player of the game, Brendan Frager. High praise there from your head coach, talking about your defensive efforts, your hustle. Then he talked about the highlight stuff. What does it mean to you to hear those type of words from your head coach?
Yeah, it means a lot to me. I mean, he's just been a guy I've been able to trust, and I've just gone a long way with him, and we just really came out here and fought tonight.
It's obvious you trust your coaching staff. You also trust your teammates. You guys share the ball so well. Why is that the case with you guys early on here?
Yeah, I feel like everybody from like the best player to the worst player, our chemistry is just so good. I mean, like everybody we bond together, and I feel like this was our best game we had together, where we've all just came together and played as a team. That's why I really think it was our most dominant win so far.
Well, it's a quick turnaround. You guys have Millard South tomorrow. How do you continue this momentum?
Yeah, we got to go home, get some rest, and get up and just keep the energy, keep the momentum, and just keep the defensive effort at high, and we'll be good.
Congratulations on a heck of a game and the win here tonight.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Brandon, let's send it back up to you in the booth to wrap this one up.
Thank you, Andy, and congratulations to our Nebraska Orthopedic Center player of the game, Braden Frager, 18 points and getting his team involved as well. Also, thank you to Coach Alex Ball for being our Sarpy County Tourism Coach's post-game interview. Also at Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they are your healing destination. Let's take a look at our top plays that are brought to you by Currency. Class A matchup on a Friday night. Lincoln Southwest hosting Grand Island. Both teams 1-1 on the season. Winner will improve to be above 500. Starting things off early, Southwest wasting no time with the fireworks. That's Jackson Cruz with the slam. They got out to a 7-0 lead, and then the future Husker Braden Frager also showing that he can get up as well. But we had another dunk This time for Grand Island, and it's Makati Makoma. 3 dunks in that first half. Lincoln Southwest, though, would lead 40-21 at the break. Makoma hits a 3 there. He had 17 points to lead the Islanders, but the Silverhawks had too many scores and too tough a defense. There's Frager with a fadeaway turnaround jumper, making it look easy. Then working it to Lincoln Dush, who came off the bench and hit 2 triples. There was 10 different players on the score sheet for the Silverhawks, as you have the nice step-back triple there for Jackson Bernal, who finished with 8, second most for the Islanders. But again, as you see the score, Lincoln Southwest was never really in trouble throughout that entire second half. They kept the Islanders at arm's length and continued to add on. Mari Shoemaker finished with 6, in part because he knocks down the 3 there. And then in a transition, the senior off the bench, Carson Wagon, with the dunk. That was a crowd pleaser for the student section and the players for Lincoln Southwest, and was the cherry on top for the Silverhawks as they get the victory 70-53. Again, the top plays are brought to you by Currency. If you need financing for RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items, Currency is here to help. Visit gocurrency.com for details. Running down the scoring totals for Lincoln Southwest: Shoemaker with 6, Bradford with 10, Chamberlain with 5, Cruz with 10, Frager leading the way with 18, Uzziah Sanders with 5, Micaiah Sanders with 4, Reed Nagel with 2, Dush with 6, and Wagon with 4. For Grand Island, Makoma led the way with 17, Chol adds 6, Bodie Albers put in 3, Evan McDonald with 7, Bernal with second in scoring for the Islanders with 8, Carnolles with 5, and Yangmer with 4. Lastly, a reminder, more high school basketball coming your way on News Channel Nebraska tomorrow. Bellevue West coming to the capital city to take on Pius. That's a top 10 matchup in both the girls and the boys. The majority of you across the state of Nebraska will see that game. We're live at 2:35 for all of our coverage for Bell West and Pius. If you live in northeast Nebraska, you will see Guardian Angel Central Catholic and Crofton, also a girls and boys doubleheader with our live coverage for our northeast Nebraska viewers starting at 4:20. So for our terrific camera crew, producers in the truck, Tyler Lechner and Danny Alvarado, as well as Alexa Harrington getting her first producer-director debut on NCN for the girls game. For Andy Klassen, I'm Brandon Axement. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in Lincoln tomorrow.